Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into the 2024 election and the one man who's grabbing all the headlines, Donald Trump. His bold claim: ending the Ukraine war on day one. Yes, you heard that right. But how? Well, stick with me as we unpack Trump's strategy, secondary sanctions, people power, and what that means for Russia, Ukraine, and the rest of the world. Donald Trump is back. Love him or hate him, his 2024 campaign has momentum. He's gathered a loyal base of supporters who believe that he's the one to put America first and solve global issues with strength and conviction. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Ukraine war. How does Trump plan to end this bloody conflict that's been going on for years? For those of you who might not be following every twist and turn, the Ukraine conflict has been one of the most defining global crises of the last decade. Russia, led by Vladimir Putin, invaded Ukraine in 2022. And despite years of military aid from the US and other allies, the conflict rages on. So far, it seems like every attempt to broker peace has failed. And that's where Trump steps in. Trump has made a huge promise. He says he can end the Ukraine war on his first day in office. That's a bold claim. But the key to his strategy isn't more troops or military aid. It's what we call secondary sanctions. And this move could shake the world's economy. So, what are secondary sanctions? Well, here's the deal. Secondary sanctions are economic penalties, not just against Russia, but against any country still doing business with them. Think China and India. They've been Russia's lifeline, keeping the country's economy afloat despite sanctions from the West. Trump's plan: cut him off by targeting China and India with these sanctions until they have no choice but to stop supporting Russia. Now, here's why Trump believes this will work. China and India are major players in the global economy, and they rely heavily on trade with the US and Europe. By threatening to sanction him, Trump could force these countries to abandon their deals with Russia. Without their support, Russia's economy would take a major hit, and Putin could be forced to withdraw from Ukraine. This approach is classic Trump. He's all about economic leverage. Remember how he handled China during his first term? Tariffs, trade wars, deals. Trump loves using America's economic power to get what he wants. And this time, his target isn't just one country. It's Russia, China, and India, all at once. Now, let's not pretend this is a risk-free strategy. Secondary sanctions could have major global consequences. For example, if China or India push back and retaliate, we could see disruptions in global trade, economic instability, and strained diplomatic relations. But Trump's bet is that they'll cave. After all, the US and European markets are too important for China and India to lose. And let's not forget, Trump's real strength in this election is people power. His supporters believe in his "America First" message. They see him as the only leader who can stand up to global bullies like Putin and Xi Jinping. That energy behind his campaign is what gives Trump the confidence to make these bold claims. Despite Trump's focus on economic power and sanctions, the US still has a stake in Ukraine. It's not just about stopping Russia, it's about supporting a democracy under attack. There's been a lot of debate about US aid to Ukraine, but here's the bottom line: a peaceful resolution in Ukraine means a more stable Europe, and that's good for the world. Ultimately, Trump's plan is a global gamble. He's betting that secondary sanctions will force Russia's allies to turn their backs on Putin. It's a high-stakes game that could either end the war quickly or spark new economic conflicts. But if anyone's willing to take that risk, it's Trump. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Trump's strategy of secondary sanctions could really end the war in Ukraine? Or is this just another bold promise with no real plan behind it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to stay updated on the 2024 election and more political news. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.